Hey, everybody, welcome to Pep Talk, the podcast where we give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help us God. Listen, our job is to take these crazy, complex health and wellness and medical conversations, break them down into simple, digestible, understandable segments and action steps that you can start doing today to help yourself, to help your family, and to help your community become happier, healthier, and, in my opinion, ultimately wealthier. Hey, I'm your host, Dr. Eric Naputi, a physician, 20 years plus in private practice in the field of functional medicine, functional neurology, and physical medicine. And I'm going to tell you, today's conversation is one of my favorite talks that we're going to give. I'm going to share with you today the missing link to weight loss and metabolic health. And I think it's going to shock and surprise a lot of you. So let's dig into this and let's get after it. So obesity has become the world's leading pandemic. There's no question. We know that obesity is the leading cause of so many diseases and disorders, physically, chemically, and neuroemotionally. Diabetes, heart disease, cancer, stroke, the list goes on and on. We now know Parkinson's, dementia, Alzheimer's, all these other autoimmune issues have a correlation and in some cases even a causation with obesity. But the days of just having it's all about calories in versus calories out. It doesn't work that way. It's not about that. There's one big keystone that I want to really hit with you today that truly can help change the way that healthcare is delivered and received, especially by you, to improve your health. And that deals with your gut. Listen, guys, right now there's some crazy trends that are happening all across the globe. People are being overprescribed certain medications and even certain nutrients and even certain peptides with the promise of losing weight. Well, I wish it was that simple. The reality of it is that unfortunately, those medications, those supplements, and even those peptides have negative consequences, especially if we don't change our lifestyles. But how can we change our lifestyle if we don't know how specifically we're supposed to live for our lifestyle? Folks, you hear me talk about all the time that physiology doesn't lie. We're supposed to test, not guess, to find the root cause of the problem. And folks, we can do that. Every man, woman, and child should have a DNA discovery kit so they can find out how their body's processing food, how their genetics are set up that predisposes them to certain problems, and how they respond to stress, and how they respond to drugs and supplements and et cetera. Once you know your genetic lifestyle, then you eat that way, exercise that way, and sleep that way, then you can make some serious changes in your life and the lives of people around you. Folks, I'm going to tell you, as a functional medicine practitioner, I've seen firsthand the profound, and I mean profound, impact that the gut has and gut health has on metabolism, on weight regulation, and overall health. I mean, the bacteria that lives in our gut, it does everything. I mean, it digests our food, it processes our nutrients, it reduces inflammation, it helps our hormones be produced, it helps our body burn fat as fuel. But if our bacteria gets out of balance and we get a condition called leaky gut or permeable gut syndrome or dysbiosis, dysbacteriosis, which is 95% of the population, folks, we're going to have problems. That's going to cause insulin resistance. It's going to cause poor digestion. It's going to increase metabolic disorders. And I've seen firsthand that restoring gut microbiome can not only stop those disease processes from perpetuating rapidly, but it can slow or even in some cases reverse some of the damage. So I want to talk a little bit about today the gut microbiome role in obesity. And I'm going to share with you a couple studies that I think are going to blow your mind as well. So again, the human gut is home to trillions, literally trillions of microorganisms. And those microorganisms collectively are known as the microbiome. And these are bacteria, these are fungi, these are other microbes that they're not just passive inhabitants. They're not just like, a problem. They're an active participant in our health and our cellular health, our health of every aspect of our organs, our tissues, our brain. And a healthy, balanced microbiome is the key to a healthy human being, period. And I would be more than happy to argue that with anybody who doesn't know any better. I'm more than happy to do that. Look, the research has shown that the composition, the makeup of the gut bacteria differs significantly between lean individuals and obese individuals. Studies have found that obese individuals tend to have lower microbial diversity. We're supposed to have thousands and thousands of different bacteria in our system. But because of the standard American diet, because of stress, because of overconsumption of antibiotics, other medications, and environmental stresses that we're exposed to, including fluoride, chlorine, heavy metals, plastics, PFAS, and other forever chemicals, we are now seeing a level of disruption in the microbiome that we've never seen before in the history of health. This is the reason why we're seeing so many metabolic diseases, including heart disease, cancers, strokes, diabetes, and much more. But I want you to understand that certain bacteria in the gut can influence appetite regulation as well. Many people who are just continually, constantly eating and not feeling satisfied have problems with certain bacteria. Those bacteria then don't allow the body to produce and make certain hormones, enzymes, or anything else of that nature. The interesting thing about that is when we get the bacteria balanced and we have the right digestive fibers and short chain fatty acids and et cetera in the body, hormones like leptin and ghrelin are produced like they're supposed to, and we feel full. When we eat the proper amount of foods, we feel full, so we don't overconsume. And that overeating that we have because of excess cravings can cause us to have a unhealthy, high calorie diet that causes an imbalance in the metabolic rate that leads to dis-ease and dysfunction, and ultimately things like high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and even diabetes. So furthermore, I'm going to show you some more research. More research shows that critical gut bacteria helps with the development of visceral fat. Listen to that. Belly fat, visceral fat, fat around the organs. You've heard about white fat, brown fat, good fat, bad fat. Well, visceral fat, fat around the organs, that's the problem. And the problem is that individuals that have dysbiosis, thank you, abnormal gut bacteria, those individuals have higher levels of visceral fat. That's a problem. When we do our full body scans in our centers, we're measuring the fat around the organs. And we have found a massive, massive correlation and causation between reduction of healthy gut bacteria and increase in visceral fat. I will tell you that we get the gut bacteria under control. That gives the body the opportunity for fat to literally melt off the body. Now, let's talk about specific bacteria that combat obesity. Specific bacteria. I'm going to list them and name them. Some of those. Number one, Lactobacillus acidophilus W22. So Lactobacillus acidophilus W22. It has to be the proper strand. Okay. Lactobacillus acidophilus W22 is one of the most well-known probiotics that has been extensively studied in the role of gut health and metabolism. Strand W22 supports the integrity of the gut lining, reducing intestinal permeability, reducing inflammation, reducing AKA leaky gut, and it reduces the inflammation that triggers metabolic dysfunction. That's a key driver to obesity and insulin resistance. So Lactobacillus W22 is the key. If you're trying to lose weight, if you're taking peptides or you're doing weight loss drugs or you're doing a starvation diet, if you're not taking the right bacteria, forget about it. Here's another one, Lactobacillus plantarum W1 and W21. The Lactobacillus plantarum strands have high, powerful anti-inflammatory properties. They play a critical role in reducing oxidative stress, which is linked to obesity and metabolic disease. Okay, these strains help break down dietary fiber into short-chain fatty acids, which supports fat metabolism and helps regulate appetite and insulin sensitivity, which all of those lead to obesity. The individuals who take that Lactobacillus plantarum probiotics have been shown to experience weight management improvement and reduced increased risk of obesity. Powerful. Here's another one, Bifidobacterium lactis 51 and 52. The Bifidobacterium lactis strains 51 and 52 are key players in regulating metabolism and reducing inflammation. These strains help balance blood sugars, reduce insulin resistance, and lower the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Additionally, Bifidobacterium lactis helps modulate immune responses. That is important because immune response goes too much, we get chronic inflammation, and that can negatively trickle down to metabolic disorders and obesity. Enterococcus 54. This is a big one. Enterococcus 54 it's often misunderstood. I'm going to tell you, this guy is very misunderstood due to concerns about antibiotic resistance. But W54, that's the strain, plays a essential role in balancing gut microbiome and supporting healthy digestion, which aids in reducing fat storage. If we don't store fat, we burn fat. If we don't store fat, it comes out in our waste and promotes a healthy body. So there are many, many more bacteria that are vitally important for this. So what do we do? How do we help with this? I mean, obesity is a serious problem. Look, if you're doing peptides, which I'm a big fan of peptides, I recommend trizepatide. I recommend semaglutides. I recommend BPC 157 with my patients all the time. I recommend restricted food calorie intake. I recommend intermittent fasting all the time. But I do it based off of your genetic profile. Are you a fat, carb, or protein driver? What's your body type? Are you an adrenal body type? Are you a thyroid body type? Are you a liver body type? Are you a hormonal body type? Based off of those, we can determine what lifestyle you should live. And then I make sure that every one of my patients that are doing anything related to metabolic improvement and obesity reduction, we're also making sure that we're getting the gut microbiome under control and they're taking a multi-plant-based enzyme with each meal. If you'll put those things into play and give your body the time it takes to regenerate and repair and restore vitality, guess what? The body can truly help itself and the body can heal. It can heal from all things, but you got to do the right things for the right amount of time. There are many, many other things. I want to share with you a couple of studies real quick. I mean, here's one. This is a landmark study that was done by Dr. Jeff Gordon here in my backyard at Washington University in St. Louis, Missouri. It was published in Nature magazine of 2006, demonstrates that obese individuals had higher proportions of bad bacteria in the body compared to those that are leaner. And they found that if they took a fecal sample out of the obese patient and put it in the thin patient, that thin patient would get obese. And if they put the thin fecal transplant into the obese patient, that patient would start to lose weight. Well, guess what? We don't have to put fecal in you anymore. As long as you have the right probiotic that has a delivery system that can pass the stomach into the small intestine, that's what you need. Jeff Gordon's study showed that transplanting bacteria changes that. Here's another big one. Gut microbiota plays a huge role in chronic inflammation, which is linked to obesity and type 2 diabetes. In a 2010 study published in The Lancet, it shows that those that have increased bad bacteria have increased inflammation, which is a hallmark of obesity and type 2 diabetes. Here's another one. There's a study that shows gut bacteria and proper dietary fiber to improve, using a prebiotic to improve gut bacteria in Nature magazine in 2016 shows that improvement of gut bacteria by having the right short chain fatty acids can cause the body to lose weight. Gut microbiome and lipid metabolism. Here's another interesting study. This was done in gut microbiota influence on hepatic lipid metabolism. That's a mouthful. In the Journal of Cell Metabolism in 2013 showed that if individuals had their gut bacteria balanced, they would lose lipid, so fat, faster, and they would have more energy. Another one, the role of probiotics and prebiotics in weight loss. 2017 review in Obesity Reviews examined that the effects of probiotic supplementation on weight loss. They showed that lactobacillus and bifidobacterium, if the levels were restored back to normal, would improve the body's metabolism and reduce fat from the body. It would burn fat. I mean, I could go on and on and on and show you the causation and correlation of this, but here's what you should do. Take a genetic profile to find out how you should live your life. Start eating more good prebiotic fiber. Start having some more good probiotics, the master microbiotics. And number 3, making sure that you're getting the good fat in your system, and add some plant-based enzymes with each meal. If you'll do that and do that for the right amount of time, you will lose weight and lose weight effectively. Folks, you don't have to take my word for it. We have lots of programs that help people with weight loss, but there is no rapid way to do it. You do it the right way, and your body resets and it stays metabolically sound by fixing the gut bacteria. So, folks, here's what I want you to do. Go back, rewatch this, share with your friends and family. Go to our website, peptalk.world. That's peptalk.world. And make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Share this information on social media, because the truth will set you free. But the problem is that most people are enslaved by ignorance and stupidity. Well, we're here to fix that. I'm excited to see you take some massive action steps, because knowledge is power, but wisdom is taking that knowledge and applying it to your life. So, folks, until we meet again, I'm Dr. Eric Naputi. God bless you, God bless America, and God bless the world. Stay smart out there, and I'll see you soon. Be well.